Hello, it is 7:30 on July the 12th, 2021. Welcome to the weather update. A very, very humid day, but a little bit less hot as the day went on. And you can see that we've got this backdoor front over us. We're looking at the satellite image right now, and you can see some showers and some pretty strong thunderstorms right here in this area, right here over southeastern Pennsylvania and parts of New Jersey. But for us, we've just been dealing with some clouds and some light showers and just really murky, disgusting air that we're in right now. Let's look at the radar right now, and you'll see some of these showers and thunderstorms over here. Actually, some of them are over extreme northeastern Maryland, Pennsylvania, and another batch over northern New Jersey. There were some showers and thunderstorms also over Ocean County as well, which actually caused some issues with power. Let's go to the power outage map because JCP&L actually had some power outages. Let's see what we got here. Ocean County is 1,351 people without power, and Camden also affected by people without power due to the storms, 3,785 without power. And there is a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for New Jersey and New York City, but not Nassau County, not Suffolk County, but there is severe thunderstorm watch in effect until, let's see when it goes to, 11 p.m. tonight. So it'll be 11 p.m. tonight for New Jersey and 11 p.m. tonight also for New York City, but Nassau County is not included in that severe thunderstorm watch. And we also have flash flood warnings in effect also for northern New Jersey and a severe thunderstorm warning for that cell I showed you earlier. Because of all the, there's just been so much rain that has been falling from these storms. We can look at the lightning and see if there's a lot of lightning too with them. Or I think the big thing is mainly just heavy rain. I don't see a lot of lightning with these storms. This one here is producing a lot of lightning, but this one is not up here in northern New Jersey. But this one over here in the, let me call this Four Corners area. I don't know if they want to call this Four Corners, but you have the northeastern corner of Maryland, the southeastern corner of Pennsylvania, northwestern corner of Delaware, and the southwestern corner of Jersey. This is the area right now. It's active with storms. But as far as this goes, this is more of just a rain event up here. So there's your satellite, and again, you can see those storms hopping up and what looks like a little outflow boundary there passing over Ocean County there. All right, and with the temperatures, let's go to that right now. Current conditions here. Let's go to the weather and hazards map, and you will see that there are varying current conditions over Long Island. We generally have, let's wait for this to load here. It would be nice if it did. Come on. Doesn't want to work. There we go. So over Long Island, you'll see here we've got temperatures generally in the 70s, but you'll notice some 80s where the thunderstorms have not hit. And you'll also notice dew points generally in the mid-70s, depending on where you are. Very high dew points today, and we were in the 80s earlier. So let's go take a look at what the high temperatures were. We'll look at the rainfall as well, and take a look and see where we were. So temperatures on Long Island generally reached the low and maybe some mid-80s in the middle of the island, but it looks like 82 at Islip, 83 at Farmingdale, 81 at West Hampton. So generally low 80s, not that hot, but just very humid. City, a little warmer with maybe some more mid-80s there. But look at Jersey, look over here, and you'll see that they were in the 90s. So a lot hotter in Jersey, a lot more energy for severe thunderstorms, as always. And yeah, it hit 91, it looks like, at Lakehurst, and 90 at Pine Wall, and probably 91 in Toms River as well. Most of New Jersey got to 90 or better. But with the southerly flow, it helped keep Long Island a little cooler, though it still was very, very humid today. Let's go look at well, actually, I'll use this one for this. Being that site's a little slow, let's go to underground, and we'll look at some observations here. And we'll see what it was like in Carl Place today. And pretty much the story, pretty much everywhere here on Long Island. 76 degrees and a very high dew points, very humid. It says 85. It got up to 85. So it was pretty brutal when the sun came out for a little while. Very hazy sunshine. And then you had the towering cumulus clouds. But no storm ever came of it. And it was just very, very warm. And I'm sure the humidity, with the humidity, it felt like it was close to 100 degrees. Meanwhile, if we go to Wantagh, which is where, by the way, News 12 has been all day with their storm tracking vehicle. They're in this area here, Mandalay, very, very expensive part of Wantagh. Of course, they're going to a certain demographic once again with their storm vehicle. And you can see 76.8. Let's see how hot it was there at 83.8. So not a huge difference, and it looks like they did get a shower. There was a shower that did go over the South Shore, but we didn't get it here. And temperatures generally in the just a little marginally cooler there. It was just brutal no matter how you cut it. The humidity was horrible today. We go further out east to North Patchogue. It's no better probably. The humidity was probably just as bad there as it was here. It's a little cooler there than it is here. But still, he's dealing with the humidity too. Dew points in the 70s. Really uncomfortable conditions. 82 degrees was the high there. Dew point reached 76. Just really uncomfortable. Though you can see the temperature did drop with this backdoor front that's trying to come through as the winds went more easterly throughout the day. And that's going to bring in cooler and maybe just slightly less humid air for later tonight and tomorrow. And then we can go into Jersey where you can go to the hot spot right here in the desert, here in the Toms River, west of Toms River, where I'm sure they got over 90 degrees. Really, the dew point's higher there too, so it's even more humid, 75.3. Humidity 93% with a dew point that high, and let's see what they got up to, 96.8. That might be a little too hot, but maybe not. I know how hot it gets in Toms River. It can get very hot there, so that's pretty brutal right there. And then you couple that with the humidity, and you're really just dying. So those are the kind of conditions you're dealing with there. Really just brutal conditions. As bad as it was here, it was like 10 times worse there. So, yeah, when are we going to get relief from this? Well, I can't really find any relief from the humidity. Let's go look at the models right now. We're going to look and see what is going to be happening now with this humidity, because we've gotten a lot of humidity in the air today. There's one more thing I did want to look at though on the weather and hazards. Let's see if I can get it to work again properly. And that was the amount of rainfall that we had today. So let's look at that. Historical precipitation, and we'll put this to. Yeah, it's good enough. Let's see how much rainfall. Because some areas may have gotten a lot of rainfall. So it looks like not too much in the southern part of Jersey. But if you go where these flash flood warnings are, you'll see, look at this, 4.32 in Bordentown. So some areas in that southwestern area of Jersey got just tons and tons of rain here. 3.99. And these are the storms that we were worried about today that were going to pop over our area. But they seem to have popped more over Jersey. As far as southwestern Jersey and northern Jersey, another cell here that's dropping over an inch, and looks like we do have a report of 3 inches in Sparta. So these are these storms aren't moving very fast, so they just have a tendency to sit over the same areas and just dump rain and more rain and more rain, basically. So let's look at the models now. Let's look at the. I'm going to first start with the 250 wind here. We're going to go to the 250 wind to show you the jet stream, and again the complete lack of a jet stream really here. And you can see we just don't have a jet stream. There's barely, you see little traces of it here and there, but very little in the way of a jet stream here. Whatever you see there is just a complete mess. All right, and that's of course a big problem because it's not really going to move the weather along that much. And you can see here we've kind of got this Atlantic ridge. We've got this weak cutoff trough in the middle of the country. And this ridge is just going to build as we get toward the weekend. And that's going to keep us warm. And you can see just the whole country is enriching. It does try to develop maybe a little troughiness, as you saw there, a little later on in the period. But Other than that, we're just dealing with this the same old muck that we've been dealing with now for days and days on end, and it doesn't really look like it's going to change anytime soon. So, as we go into this week, you'll notice the Atlantic Ridge setting up. So that means we're going to start seeing more heat. The humidity isn't going anywhere. You see this high over here, but we're not going to see any of that. We're going to be we're just going to deal with stall front again, possibly for the weekend. More stall front syndrome and a low, and then it just can't seem to get this. Maybe we can get this drier air in here by the end of the month. Maybe we can. Maybe we'll get it in here. But chances are we won't. So let's look at our precipitation chances. I'm going to look at the HRRR 18Z model, and we'll see how it models tonight, because so far most of the rain has been avoiding us. It looks like it is keeping most of the rain away from our area now, and it's just to the west. But we still see a shower, maybe even a thunderstorm, perhaps, widely scattered throughout the evening. As far as tomorrow goes, less of a rain risk, very scattered, but in the afternoon you do have that chance of a scattered shower or thunderstorm again. And as we head into Wednesday, you'll notice in the morning there's a complex of showers and thunderstorms that goes by to the north. And then it looks like we probably see widely scattered activity again during the day. Except this humidity isn't going anywhere. Let's look at the dew points now. And you'll see what I mean with this humidity. So here we got dew points in the 70s. They're just going to go down a little bit tomorrow. We're going to see dew points in the 60s, in the upper 60s. So it will be less humid. It'll still be humid, but it won't be the kind of really terrible humidity that we're seeing today. At least for Long Island, we have dew points going down into the low, maybe even mid-60s. But if you're in Jersey, south of the Raritan or south of 195, forget it. Ocean County, Temps River, you're going to be just as humid as you are today, with no relief, because again, that backdoor front is going to just stall literally right, like just around Tom's River. It's going to stall, or just north of Tom's River. So you're not going to get any relief from the humidity. They're not going to get those easterly winds. And then as we head into Wednesday, the humidity comes right back up again into the low 70s with dew points. So no real relief with this humidity, unfortunately. Let's go look at the temperatures on the HRRR, and you'll see the story tomorrow. Look at the gradient that we're going to have with this backdoor front. You can clearly see Long Island, we're going to be quite cool tomorrow, actually. Temperatures only in the upper 60s to low 70s. While if you're in Atlantic City, you'll probably be close to 90. At Tom's River, you'll be well into the 80s. Again, you can sort of see right where that backdoor front has stalled out, right over here. You can sort of see where it's just stalled out. You got a stationary boundary right over here, right in that spot, stationary boundary. So with that stationary boundary, this could be a focal point for some thunderstorm activity tomorrow, perhaps as well. That we'll have to keep an eye on. So obviously, we have this one day of relief, at least Long Island and New England gets it. But as we head into Wednesday, you'll see the heat come back, though. It looks like, again, it's more over Jersey and not so much over Long Island. Long Island will generally be in the upper 70s and low 80s, whereas Jersey, you'll be dealing with upper 80s to low 90s. And the city is somewhere in between that, probably. The city will probably eke out with mid-80s probably on Wednesday. So it could be worse. You could be in New Jersey and deal with the heat, which will be much worse there. Let me shift over to the GFS now. And the GFS seems to have it cooler on Wednesday for Jersey. If we look at the GFS for Tuesday, similar setup. You see that how hot it is going to be over Jersey tomorrow. For Wednesday, though, not as bad, but then the heat starts building. You look at the GFS. Here we go. Some 90s in Nassau County and New Jersey. And the South Shore may or may not get a sea breeze. Here we go again with temps well in the 90s on Friday for Jersey and probably the North Shore of Long Island. And then just a little bit cooler on Saturday. And you can see we're trying to get this front through, but you can see, judging by the temperatures and the pattern, that we're going to be dealing with a stall frontal boundary there. And then behind it, maybe finally we can get some, you see the temperatures becoming more seasonal. But let's see if we can get these dew points down anytime soon. So let's look at the dew points. And again, you'll see you see that relief tomorrow, but then boom, we're right back up there again with the humidity on Wednesday. And we're there. It looks like Thursday, it's a little lower. It comes down a little bit. I see some lower dew points trying to come in on Thursday, perhaps. But again, it's going to be more of a westerly flow, which means, yeah, the dew points will be lower, but it's going to be hotter. Then the dew points come back up with more of a southerly flow on Friday again. And then we're dealing with the humidity on the weekend and still a front, and we're trying to get this frontal boundary through. Perhaps we might get it through by Thursday, or we can have some more pleasant air, a lower dew point air, of course, from Canada. But of course, there may be smoke with that. That's a ways out, and that's going to be impossible to predict. So let's go look at the sky cover situation, clouds, our cloud forecast here, and you will see that we're dealing. Looks like it's trying to develop something over here. I have to go to the National Hurricane Center and look at that too. I didn't notice anything on the surface map, but I'll take a look. So tomorrow we're going to have plenty of clouds around, low clouds, stratus, maybe some drizzle around with the backdoor front, and then a little more sun on Wednesday, but still clouds. Thursday. I mean, you're not really going to have any clear days in here at all. I mean, you'd have to wait, maybe get this front offshore, maybe a week from this Wednesday into next week. Maybe we can finally push this trap out of here. But again, we don't know if there's going to be smoke with that when we finally do get relief, because you got all the smoke coming from the fires. And we'll look at that too, because there's lots and lots of wildfires, not only in Canada, but out west as well. Let's look at the NAM 3 as far as the sky goes next. As we get into tomorrow, you'll see plenty of clouds. Not really going to see the sun much. Wednesday, probably similar deal. Plenty of clouds. And that's as far as that model goes. Look at the ArcGem too as well. We go past Thursday. Thursday, you might see some more sun, but it's going to be hotter. So the only days that you're really going to have it. Looks like mostly high clouds tomorrow, if you look at the ArcGem. So tomorrow we'll have the low clouds, but we'll be doing a lot of high clouds on Wednesday. And Thursday, just hazy, hot, and humid conditions. So just not nice at all. Not nice at all. Just miserable is what it is. It is miserable. So let me go to the MODIS. We'll look at a couple of things here. Let me go to the MODIS first of all, and we'll look at the latest high-resolution satellite. And you can see, look at all the smoke. So even if we do get that cooler air from Canada, look at what is going to be in it. These fires are just going nuts. I mean, look at this. This is actually developing its own this is what you call a pyrocumulus cloud right here. So it's actually developing its own thunderstorm, and there's lightning with this, and that winds up starting new fires. So it's almost like self-sustaining. So I'd never seen this much smoke in Canada before. This is insane. So the air from there it may be less humidity, but it's going to be full of smoke. So either way, you can't win. Yes, there is clear air right now over southeastern Canada, but by the time this all rolls around, we don't know if it's going to be clear by then. No end in sight to this, so you can see all these fires going. More fires here. Fires all over British Columbia, the West Coast. We got fires in Oregon. I mean, fires everywhere. I've never seen so many fires burning in North America. This has got to be some kind of record or something. This is crazy. It really is nuts. It really is nuts. And again, let me try to do this again. We're going to try to get the fires and thermal anomalies layer added. So let me try this. And let's try this and see if it'll work now. I'm going to try it once again and see if we can get these. It just doesn't want to show up. I don't know why. It doesn't want to show up. I don't get it. I just don't get it why the fires aren't showing up on here. I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand why it's not showing up and it's not working. So I can't really, map it out. But you can see all the smoke. That's clear as day. You can definitely see that. And if we go over to earthnullschool.net, the earthnullschool.net site, we can actually see the fires actually on here. If we look at chemicals and carbon monoxide, actually the fire is actually showing up with the carbon monoxide. So you can see, look at this. This is a huge one here in Western Ontario here. They're absolutely nuts. And, I mean, look at all the smoke. This is not smoke, this is carbon monoxide. But a lot of that over our area. And then these again are fires, because the fires produce carbon monoxide too. This is just horrible. This is just horrible. And this is what if anyone wants to talk about national news, this is what they should be talking about. because this is truly a crisis. We go to the particles now, and again, you'll see all the smoke from these fires that are showing up here. All right, so it's just lots and lots of smoke. It's a huge, huge problem. A huge problem. I don't know when we're going to get nice skies. I just don't know when it's going to. I can't say I don't know when we're ever going to see nice skies. Maybe not until the fall, at the rate things are going. We may be in that type of situation, unfortunately. You can also look at the temperatures, too, on here. I want to look at that, show you the heat that's going on over here. So you can see it's pretty hot. 91. Where these fires are burning here, you'll see it's 91. I know, I wish I could move this over. I'll just pull this out a little bit so you can see where these fires are. You can see where it's 91. 90 degrees up in these areas of Hudson Bay. This is up very, very, very hot. Very hot. Very hot. Very humid weather. And it's humid, too. I think it's humid over there, so I'll have to check the dew point. I guess I'll have to use Ventus Sky for that. But you can see the heat. You still got the heat out west where we're up in the hundreds, 90s to 100. I mean, this is way unheard of. Very unheard of. And if we go back here, you can see this heat kind of stretches all the way up. I mean, just all you have to do is look at these colors. And this heat stretches way up there. Even places like Siberia, you got heat. It's nuts. Not supposed to be hot up there. And again, this is all because of the jet stream. We don't have a jet stream anymore, so there's nothing to stop the heat from going into the Arctic. There is no jet stream anymore because when you reach that tipping point, it's a really, really bad situation. Also want to go to Ventus Sky as well, and we're going to look at a couple of parameters on here as well. First, back to our area again. Well, I'll go back to our area. Let me pull this out so you can see the heat here. I like this site because when I mouse over it, it'll tell you the temperatures. So you can see the heat kind of stretching all the way in over to, well into Canada here. And, I mean, this is unheard of. And then you look at the west. I mean, it's just, they're having some of their hottest, I think Palm Springs tied their all-time record. So the Southwest is insane. Flagstaff's insane. We've got to look at that, too. I almost forgot. And actually, I already had Ventus Sky up here, but let me go to Flagstaff and show you how hot it's been over there, because you won't believe how hot it's been in Flagstaff. We've spoken about Flagstaff being a place to escape the heat, but no, it is not a place to escape the heat. Take a look at some of these high temperatures. Today wasn't as hot, but look at yesterday. It got up to 96 degrees in Flagstaff. Some areas actually reached 100, which is unheard of. You got to remember, they're like 6,000 feet up, and look at how hot they're getting. It's absolutely insane what they're dealing with over there. Even in Flagstaff, up high, there's no escape. There's no escaping this heat, except inside air conditioning. So you can see the heat. Just it's unbelievable what's happening here. It really is. And if we put this over to the humidity, you'll see. You have low dew points, but look at Canada. Look, you have dew points approaching 70, even up on Hudson Bay. So it's even humid up there. I mean, it's insanity what's happening. It really is just insanity. But let's get close to our area, and we'll focus again on our weather. So let's go take a look. And again, News 12 is a corporate media. They obviously, Wall Street doesn't want you to know how serious this emergency really is. And so they're not going to talk about it. If there's any world or national news you should be talking about, it should be talking about all this stuff going on with the climate. So let's go to, actually, while I'm on the climate, let's go to this. We'll look at some of the sea ice conditions, and then I'll come back to our weather again. So loss of sea ice, very rapid in June, all right? This is just for June, all right? So we are losing lots and lots of sea ice here. And if we look at our charts here, and it's not the one I want to show you. Where is the chart I want to show you here? They usually have two charts here. All right, here we go. So you get to see all this. You can see how the ice is thinning in a lot of areas. we may come very close to having an ice-free Arctic. This blue ocean event might happen this year. Here we are, scraping at the bottom. So here we are at the bottom. All right, so we are the lowest sea ice extent on record. All right, that's a good example of what's happening. AccuWeather.com. I'll show you some stories on AccuWeather too, because you have large wildfires going on in Oregon, on fathomable heat, hottest June in North American history. All right, some of the things that you have going on, these brush fires, it feels like the end of the world. Again, it's all because of the climate emergency we are in. Yet, the people at News 12, they just want to, and the media, they just want to make you, it's like it's almost like they're using the pandemic to distract you from what's really going on. And that is this climate emergency. So, getting back to our weather, I'm sorry I have to talk about it because no one else talks about it. When it comes to the weather forecasting, especially on YouTube, they don't talk about this stuff. All right? Because, again, they're influenced by the corporations, Wall Street. They don't want you knowing how dire the situation really is. All right? Looking at our weather for tomorrow, like I said, you can see that backdoor front right there. And you can see it right here, literally. Again, you could draw that backdoor front literally right here. It's right over here. All right, so luckily we have the easterly flow, which will save us. It will be cloudy, and it'll still be a little humid, but it won't be nearly as uncomfortable as today. It'll feel fairly comfortable compared to today. But the dew points are still going to be up there. We still have dew points in the upper 60s, so it won't be that dry. But upper 60s is going to be better than the low and mid 70s we were dealing with today with dew points. Obviously, looking at clouds, plenty of that around, not surprisingly. Let's move this over to Wednesday now. And you'll see it starts to heat up a little more on Wednesday, but you can see the heat. Most of the heat is still confined in New Jersey because if you look at the wind, you'll see it's more of a southerly flow. But look what happens when we go to Thursday. It's more of a westerly flow, and that's when the heat from Jersey starts spreading over Long Island, and we start dealing with those higher temperatures, and it will be humid on top of that too, of course, because when we look at the dew points, you'll see the dew points will be up. Dew points actually are a little lower on two. Whatever reason is some dry air is going to try to enter the picture on Thursday, but it's still going to be hot, drier air. It won't. As far as a nice day, I don't know when the next nice day is coming. Even if we can get a good air mass, nothing going on with the tropics. Fortunately, that's good news. But other than that, that's gonna wrap it up. I know this weather sucks. It's horrible. And when are we gonna have a nice summer again? Never, perhaps, until you gotta pray for some divine intervention, such as a major volcano to erupt like Mount Pinatubo, or I know they're watching some volcanoes. Tao volcano, I believe, in the Philippines is another one. If they can blow their top and eject enough ash into the stratosphere, it'll cool the planet down. That's the only way we're going to get out of this. You're not going to be able to. We've reached past the tipping point. We're not going to be able to stop what's happening unless we have some divine intervention. So you better pray. That's going to be it for this weather update. Take care, and thanks for watching.